It took 45 days for this girl to make her first 100,000 on Instagram. But there's one thing you should know about her. She's not real. She's AI. And look, you've probably seen this AI influencer. The owners of these accounts have never shown their face, but they're making that sweet Wi-Fi money through brand deals and other types of digital products I'll show you today. Oh, and in case you're wondering who I am, my name's Clay, and I've made over $1 million with my own AI influencer here on YouTube. I believe that AI influencers are the future of internet marketing, and soon every personal brand and business will have one doing their marketing for them. But I've noticed that a lot of people struggle to create consistent characters and how to actually use these AI influencers to make money. So today, I'm gonna show you how to create the 3 best types of AI influencers and how to actually monetize them so you can capitalize on this AI gold rush. First, I'll show you how to create a fitness influencer like Aitana Lopez. Then I'll show you how to create an AI course seller like Madi. And then finally, I'll show you how to create an AI clone of yourself like this. That's right, that was not the real me. This is the real me. And I'm so confident that that fooled you that I've hidden 3 sentences throughout this video that are the AI clone of me. I'll be genuinely impressed if any of you can timestamp those in the comments. The first model I'm gonna show you how to create is a fitness influencer like Aitana Lopez. And here's why you should care. The owner of this account has already done collabs with companies like Prime, Sony, and that's not even close to being her most lucrative stream of income. I'll show you that shortly. But here's the issue. When most people try to create an influencer like Aitana, they end up with this disaster. The eyes change, the jawline's different, and even the highlights in the hair are slightly different shades of color. Character consistency is the #1 issue that people are facing when they're trying to create their own AI influencers. And that's why 99% of people give up before they even get started. But let's look at Aitana's profile again. She's absolutely identical in every photo she puts up. So what's her secret? Her creators are using a very specific method that they keep top secret. And honestly, I can't really blame them. If everyone was able to do this, then Aitana probably wouldn't be getting those kinds of brand deals. But for the last 3 days, I've been testing every AI tool on the market, and I finally found the secret that her creators are using. Using this method, I created this AI influencer myself, and she's actually been growing quite a bit on Instagram. Just make sure to follow these steps in this exact order. Feel free to play this video on half speed if you need to, because if you skip any of these steps, you'll end up with something that looks like this. So the first AI platform that we're gonna be using today is called OpenArt. And if you wanna follow along, I'll leave a link in the description below. To be able to create consistent characters, we're gonna go to OpenArt's homepage and click on Create Image. Here, you'll go to Model and click on Switch. And now you're gonna see a bunch of different image models, and it's gonna get a little bit overwhelming. So the first model that we're gonna use is called FluxDev. So go ahead and click on that. And then you're gonna see a prompt box where you're gonna be able to describe your character. And this is the first place that people tend to make mistakes. They're gonna type something like 21-year-old brunette girl wearing a crop top, and then they're gonna wonder why their results look like this. The truth is, you need to be extremely detailed in what we prompt our AI influencer to look like. So this is gonna be the prompt that I use, and I'm gonna go ahead and paste this into the description so you can copy and adjust it however you want. But notice how detailed I am here about every feature. I'm not just saying some brunette girl, I'm describing exactly what I want her to look like. Another thing to think about is you don't wanna overcomplicate it and make the AI confused. You want it to stay really focused on the output of the face. For the settings, we're gonna change our prompt adherence to 2, and then we're gonna change the aspect ratio to vertical. Now hit create and look at this result. If you followed these steps correctly, the AI character you just created is not gonna have that plasticky AI look that a lot of characters do. And if your character does look plastic, chances are you did not change the prompt adherence to 2. So personally, I really like this image already, but let me go ahead and show you the second method as well. This second method is better for replicating some sort of a human. So we're gonna go back to model and click on switch up here. And this time we're gonna go ahead and use Flux Context. I like this one because it creates a blend of 3 different people. So think about 3 people that you would like your model to look like. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and select an image of Angelina Jolie, Emily Ratajkowski, and Camilla Moroni. And yes, that might be my type. Now we're gonna use the same prompt and hit create. And as you can see, this is totally different from our first image. Both are great. The first one just is better with text to image, and the second one is better from image to image. So now we have an image of our AI influencer. But before we move on, there's a very important step that we need to hit. If we zoom into this image, then you're gonna see that it's not actually that high of quality. It's not quite plasticky, but it is a little bit grainy, and you can tell it's AI. And if we look at Aitana, she does not not have this at all. To get rid of this, we're gonna need to upscale our image, but instead of making you go to another tool, and one of the reasons I like openart for this is they have an image upscaler built into their platform. All you gotta do is go to the upscale feature and then select 2x plus face. Then just click upscale and let it do its thing, and it should take a few seconds. Yep, and then once that's done, you can check the image before and after to really see the comparison here, but clearly there's a noticeable difference. Now that we've upscaled our image, it's time for the next step. And this one is also very important and technically will destroy our influencer if we do it wrong. See, if we train the AI with just one model, then we're gonna have all sorts of weird looking influencers from different angles. And this was probably the hardest part to figure out, and it actually took me a couple days, so here we go. But we basically need to prompt our character to turn sideways so we have different images from her from different angles. And it seems like the best results just come from simple prompting, like saying, rotate her slightly to the left and let's see a different angle from the right. And just make sure to add to maintain the exact same face, hair, outfit, etc. Again, I'll drop this prompt in the description so you can use it, but just make sure you do this and then hit create. And as you can see, the results look exactly the same, just from a different angle. But before we start making posts for our Instagram, we need to make at least 10 variations. Well, 10 is really on the conservative side. I would actually say like 30 variations of this, because what I found is the more images you have as a reference, the more consistent your AI avatar will be. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and create 30 different images of her in different poses, angles, and clothing. And just make sure that you're including that prompt at the end. And now we're gonna go back to openart's homepage, and there's an option for consistent character. This feature is amazing because it's basically gonna use all the reference images that we just created to train an AI model specifically for our character. So click on consistent character and then choose start with 4+ images. So upload our images here and make sure that your first image is that core reference image that we created. And then we can name our character. I'm gonna name ours Ivy, like AIV, kind of like Aitana, ha ha ha. And now we have our model, and she's never gonna fail us, and we can actually start testing her out. Let's go back to the home page, click on character section, and then you'll see your character. And I'm just gonna go in here and select prompt and reference, and you'll see the character's name in the prompt box. Now, before you start prompting, make sure that you tone down the prompt coherence back to 2. And then right here, you're gonna wanna disable the preserve key features. If you leave that on, AI is basically gonna have the same clothing, the same background, and it's just basically gonna limit your creativity here. So now you can start prompting, and you're gonna wanna be specific about the clothes, the lighting, the facial expressions, the backgrounds. So for example, let's generate one where she is hiking in the mountains in yoga pants. So as you can see, we have the same girl, she's just hiking in the mountains, but that consistency really came through here. And now you can basically go to town on creating these images, and you can start posting them kind of like Aitana Lopez. And if we come back to her profile, you'll see that that's what the majority of her posts are. They're just images, but she does have videos as well. And these videos do get millions of views. So I should probably show you how to create those too. One thing I noticed when I was studying all this was that a lot of other AI videos of characters look super plastic. But these ones of Aitana kind of made me doubt whether this was AI or like a girl with a filter or something like that. But while I was testing hundreds of tools, I found one that was able to do this. So we're gonna come over to a tool called Picasso. Once we're inside of Picasso, we're gonna upload an image of the AI character we created in the first step here. Once we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and crop out her face. So here's the preview, and let's save it. And then now I'm gonna click on create AI character. The next step is basically gonna be unlocking the AI image generator, or in other words, we need to train the AI again with our character. Yes, I know, a lot of training AI here, but if you want good results, this is what you have to do. So I'm gonna click on train, and then I'm gonna go ahead and upload all those upscaled images we created in openart. And another thing I recommend is that you use a bunch of different pictures with different poses, so that the AI, again, has a ton of different options to work with. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and upload all 30 of those images we created here. So now we have our character that's been completed. It did take a few minutes just to be transparent, but now let me just show you a couple of the other tools that they have in here, because it's pretty cool. One of those is the face swap tool. So for this example, I just found this random image of a blonde girl and we'll put it on here and then go ahead and upload the image. And then right here on the bottom right, you just click launch face swap. And in a moment, you're gonna see how we can swap faces, which is pretty cool. But once you have it all downloaded, then you're gonna take your highest quality upscaled images and take it over to our AI video generator. And we're gonna go ahead and upload the image. Now here on the right, we're gonna go ahead and select the aspect ratio, and I'm gonna do 1:1. And then this is the freedom level, which I'm just gonna keep in the middle because I don't want it to go too far one way or the other. And then I'm gonna go down here and select full HD because we want it to be as clear as possible. And then for the duration, I'm gonna go ahead and select 5 seconds. But one thing you wanna consider is whether you're making this for short form or long form content, you really never wanna play a clip for longer than 5 seconds on any platform because people's attention spans are very short. They can only look at one clip for like 2 to 3 seconds at a time before you need to change clips. So one thing cool that Picasso does have is they have this negative prompt section, and it's basically where you tell the AI what you don't want to happen. So I'm gonna say something silly, something comedy. I don't want anything like that. I want it to be serious, and I want my influencer to be attractive, like Aitana in the example. Now, as far as the real prompt goes, I'm gonna go ahead and write this. And yes, I will link this in the description if you want to copy it as well. And then I'm just going to click generate and let's see what we get. So here they are. And yeah, I mean, this is almost identical to what we see on Aitana's profile. Really, really solid. So now that you have your photos and your images, you're gonna take them over to Instagram and you're gonna start uploading them. And look, I actually found 5 other accounts who are doing the exact same thing, just so you know it works. And just in case you wanna understand why this works so well from an Instagram algorithm standpoint, well, guys like looking at hot chicks online. Chances are, if you pull up a dude's explore feed, you're gonna find some hot, attractive girl on there. So now that we've posted our 2 clips, it's time to start making some money off this thing. If we look at Aitana's Instagram profile, she seems to be monetizing in 2 main ways. The first are brand deals like these. Basically where a brand comes along and sponsors an influencer to do an integration of their product. Now those can be great money, but you're really at the mercy of when brands are launching campaigns and if they find you or not. So if we look at the second way that Aitana is making money, it's actually a lot more simple than you probably think. If we come into our Instagram bio and then you click on this link, you're gonna see that it brings us over to FanView. FanView is basically the go-to platform if you're trying to monetize an AI influencer. And that's because a lot of these other platforms still restrict AI influencers, but FanView's actually leaned into it. Aitana here has earned over $100,000 on FanView from premium content, which is also super easy to make. You can see that she charges $15 a month and has hundreds of subscribers. And if you think about it, it's pretty crazy that so many people are willing to pay for AI generated content. If you want to get started with making money with FanView right now, I've dropped all their links below this video so you can start making money once you've created your influencer. And if we just look at some of these other AI influencers like this one, Lil Michaela, she has 2.4 million followers. Just imagine how much money she's leaving on the table by not having a FanView link in her link in bio. And I'm actually going to show you guys one of the AI influencers that I've been building. So this is Loam, and she's been growing quite a bit on Instagram lately. If we come through her insights, we can see that she's been growing a lot. She's been getting tons of engagement. In fact, if we just scroll through her DMs, they're actually a little bit creepy sometimes, but yeah, tons of people trying to DM her and engage with her. If only they knew that it was me on the other side of this, they'd be probably pretty disappointed. But if we come through her content, you can see that I've been using these exact strategies that I'm sharing with you in this video to actually grow an account like this. A lot of people on YouTube like to tell you in theory how you should try to build something like this, but I'm actually showing you the proof that this works using the strategies that I'm teaching you today. Oh, and bonus points, if you can create storylines about your character, it's only gonna make it better. Like we just sent Loam on a big Europe trip. She went to Greece, Croatia, Italy, Barcelona, and Paris, and people loved it. They were literally commenting to come meet up with her. It was crazy. Most people would keep this kind of information behind a paywall, but honestly, I just like exposing what's actually working out there because I see so many people misleading people on YouTube about ways to make money online, and it's just not fair. Now, I haven't monetized this page yet because I've been trying to grow this audience and the engagement as much as we can before launching a product. And that's something that everyone should be doing, whether they're trying to grow an AI influencer or a personal brand. but I'm actually about to launch her first product on this page through FanView, and I'm using a very specific strategy so that we capitalize on as much revenue as possible. I'm already working on the follow-up video for that, so if you want to see the strategy I use and how that plays out in terms of revenue, make sure you're subscribed. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to show you some of the psychology tricks that we're using to hook people's attention and keep them engaged so that they DM this account things like this. Oof, that's painful to look at. Now, there are hundreds of people already doing this and making good money. Like, I know multiple people making over $5,000 a month using this strategy. And again, I'm actually doing this myself. So if that doesn't show you that there's future in this, I don't know what will. Okay, so that was how to create Aitana Lopez. Now I'm gonna show you how to create the second type of AI influencer, Madi. This girl, made over $100,000 on Instagram in her first 45 days. What's crazier is her community is actually one of the top earning school communities on the internet right now, and she is absolutely crushing it. In fact, if we come over to her school community, you can see that she has 2,500 members, and you can see that they're all paying $197. If we do the math on that, that comes out to $492,000. Again, she started this account less than 2 months ago. So essentially what Madi's done here is she's become an AI influencer course seller. And guys, I have to be honest, this is the biggest opportunity on the internet for people who want to make money with AI who know how to do it right. And I can say that because I used an AI influencer to generate 7 figures on this YouTube channel. So now I'm going to show you how to create one like Madi. So step 1 is to find a photo of some model looking girl. And we're going to come over to ChatGPT and we're going to write this prompt. I've attached a photo of a model that I want my influencer to resemble. Please describe this model in as much detail as possible, including age, hair color, style, facial features, and any other noticeable traits. The goal here is to use this description that we get back from ChatGPT to create a very realistic avatar. Now we're going to come over to a tool called Arcads AI, and this one we're going to create an account, and then we're going to copy and paste that description that we got from ChatGPT into the description here. And here you go. We just generated our own AI influencer and it looks pretty similar to that model that we saw as the reference key. But again, character consistency is going to be key here. So let's see how this tool does. We're going to type in, she's on a jet ski in Dubai. And look, she looks like the exact same image as the character before. If we come back to Madi Cobra's account, we can see that she's using almost all Reels, and that's a big reason that she's grown so fast, because Instagram pushes Reels over posts typically. And just as a side note for Instagram, usually I suggest Reels for growth and views, slide posts for conversions and CTAs, and images or quotes for the most amount of shares. So to make our video content, we're just gonna go back and click here, transform a picture into a talking actor. Then upload the image right here in the starting frame and write what your actor should be doing in the video. And just like that, you now have your AI influencer in the video and you can make unlimited videos with any prompts that you want. Another really cool feature that you can use that Madi uses is using an AI voiceover. Basically, we can have our AI influencer speak. And if you want your influencer to speak like Madi videos, then we're gonna go over to 11 Labs and make an account, and then we're gonna connect it to our Arcads account. Then you're gonna come down here and you're gonna click on Add Actors, and then you're gonna create actor here again, and then click on transforming picture in a talking actor. This time, you're gonna write exactly what you want your actor to be doing. So if you want your actor to be more excited, make sure you write that. If you want him to be more sad, make sure you prompt that here. And I'm actually just gonna drop my prompt again in the description for you guys so you can use the same one that I used. And then make sure to create your actor's voice. As you can see here, we're gonna be choosing our actor's gender, which in our case is gonna be female. And then we can choose the age range and then the language. And you can even choose an accent. So I'm gonna choose British because British people sound smart and I want my influencer to be perceived as smart. And then I'm gonna go through and find one that I like, and then I'm going to generate, and here it is. The first video is ready. Now I'm gonna simply click lip sync to train the actor for adding voiceovers. And then once the training is finished, I'm gonna head back to the script writing area, and then I'm gonna click add actors, go to my actors, and then you're gonna select that actor that you created and choose it. Here we can adjust the speed, the stability, the similarity of the voice, all that stuff. And then you're gonna wanna drop in exactly what you want your influencer to say here. Another really cool feature about Arcads is that you can choose the gestures that your character is making. So right here, you can find it in the drop down, and then we can describe the gesture that we want them to perform in the video. So now I'm gonna show you what we can do with this AI influencer, and I'm gonna give you a couple of real results. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put her in a gym, because let's say she sells a fitness program, and I'm gonna drop this prompt in and click generate, and here we go. Dang, that is pretty impressive, and honestly, kind of believable. The next one we're gonna do is a real estate girl. So I'm gonna drop in this prompt, and let's see what this one looks like. That was really solid. I mean, you could have some hot real estate agent collecting leads for you if you're a real estate developer. And then finally, let's add in an influencer for a dating coach for men. And let's add that she is in a nightclub. So all three of these can be used as a course seller or an AI info product seller. And that's simply just by dropping in this prompt. It's pretty crazy. And then I'm also gonna transform all these influencers into talking actors and add lip sync. But while that's getting done, let's talk about how to turn this AI influencer into a cash machine for you on social media. So right now, the best platforms are Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And the reason I chose those niches or industries for the character that we created is because you want to choose a winning niche if you want to make money from this. That usually means health, wealth, or relationships. Like again, we created a fitness influencer, and we're going to drop in what we want her to say, and here is the final result.
Remember, desserts aren't off limits. Just fit them into your daily calories so you can enjoy them guilt-free.
Pretty solid. If you saw this girl enough, you might start to believe what she actually says. Now again, let's say that we want our influencer to be in the real estate niche, and this time she's gonna say this.
I can help you find the perfect property, answer your questions instantly.
Great. I mean, yeah, if I was looking for a place to buy and I saw this, I might actually reach out and see if she had any homes available. This one is actually based on Dating by Blaine, and she has a 7-figure coaching business that could be easily replicated by an AI influencer like this. Dating by Blaine was actually on Shark Tank, like the show, and she got a deal with Mark Cuban to give you an indication of how big this could get. But like I said, these videos will get really boring if it's just an AI character talking to the camera the entire time. And that's why we need to create good B-roll footage. To create B-roll footage, we're gonna click here, and then we're gonna select at start frame, and then we're gonna drop an AI influencer image. This time I'm gonna use this prompt, and you can see we created a bunch of these prompts using ChatGPT by describing the type of B-roll that we're looking for. And then just make sure that you're choosing the right ratio and set the length of the B-roll, kind of like what we did in the previous step. And there you go. For example, if I want my influencer hiking, I would write this. That's the result that I got. And as you can see, we created a bunch of different realistic B-roll footage using ARCADs for our influencer. And this is where I think a lot of people who are teaching you how to create these AI shots are actually misleading you. Because what you need to do is create the A-roll and then combine it with the B-roll and maybe some motion graphics and really make these look good if you want to perform on social media. Now again, Madi is monetizing with her AI influencer course. And the reason this is working so well is because she's using an info product social funnel. She educates people with free content about a transformation they're looking to achieve. Then she sends traffic to a landing page where they buy her product. Now, she is missing out on that sweet recurring revenue from FanView, and I'm not really sure why she isn't doing both, but hey, she's only been at this for a couple months. She'll probably get around to it. So I just showed you how to create this one, but I actually put this to the test. I created my own AI influencer course seller like Madi, and it's actually been growing really fast. It's still a bit premature to show you guys because I don't want a ton of people copying me yet, but I am gonna do a reveal in the next month or two, so make sure you're subscribed to see that video. The third type of AI influencer that I'm gonna show you how to create is a clone of yourself, like what you're watching right now. That's right, that was not the real me. This is the real me. Hi, I'm Clay, and that's how crazy good these AI clones have gotten. Using self-clones like this are especially good for personal brands and UGC creators. Look, this guy has built his entire Instagram following all from AI video clones of himself. So this can be a literal cheat code for building a personal brand, especially if you're lazy or you don't have film equipment. So here's how you do it. First, you're gonna need to set up a camera. It doesn't have to be a nice camera. For this example, I'm literally gonna do it on my iPhone just to show you what can be done. What you do need is good lighting. Make sure that there's light on your face, preferably at a 45-degree angle, And then there's some contrast between you and the background. Now, if you're trying to create a video for short form content, then this is how you should frame it. Your eyes should be near that upper third line. And if you're trying to make a long form video, then this is how you should frame it. Next, you're gonna hit record and get into position and start speaking to the camera. Stop. You can't have your hands moving all around like that, or else your avatar is gonna end up looking really weird. Keep the hands low without much movement, and make sure you're looking at the camera the entire time. Feel free to use facial expressions so the AI tool can get to know your personality a bit. Now, you're gonna speak to the camera for a full 2 minutes for this to work properly. Once you're happy with the clips, we need to come over to a tool called HeyGen. And this is probably the best tool that I've found to create AI influencers. So if you're still watching,
thank you.
I put a link below this video for you to sign up, but once you're inside, you can click Create Your Avatar. Then we're gonna upload the footage that we created, and again, that video should be at least 2 minutes so we can really train the AI, and then we're gonna verify that it's you and click Submit. Then, after a couple minutes, you're gonna have something that looks like this.
My name is Clay, and this is my AI clone.
Now that was cool, but if you're a perfectionist like me, you probably noticed that it didn't really sound like me. So for those of you who want to get results with this, you're going to want to record your own audio so it actually sounds like you and it has those natural human inflections in the voice. Once you record your audio, you're going to click Use Avatar, and then we're just going to add our audio by clicking here. Then we're going to click Generate, and this is what the final results look like. My name is Clay. Some of you know me as Digital Income Project, and this is my AI clone speaking to you. Is it realistic? So that's what YouTube looks like, but let's also look at what Instagram-sized Reels look like. 30 days ago, I started using an AI clone of myself to build my Instagram account. Now that looks great, but if I'm honest, it's a little boring. And again, this is where I think a lot of these people who are advising you on how to use all these AI tools don't really understand how to help you actually create content that performs. Watch what happens when we add just a little bit of editing to this video. 30 days ago, I started using an AI clone of myself to build my Instagram. That is how you get your AI influencer to actually get views. I can now make full-length YouTube videos and Instagram Reels of myself that look like this without ever getting out of bed. Just imagine how easy it is for personal brands to make content or UGC creators to create clips about different brands. And finally, I want to share some thoughts on this as someone who's actually made money from an AI influencer. For those of you who are new here, up until recently, this entire YouTube channel was built with an AI influencer. I was able to generate AdSense revenue like this, brand deals like this, and even sell digital products and services like these, all without ever showing my face. So I think it's time someone gave you the raw, unfiltered truth about owning an AI influencer. We're going to start with the pros. The first thing is that it's way easier than building a personal brand. All I had to do was pull out my microphone, record into it, and then send it off to my editor who would make the videos look great. Some of my clients have even had success using AI voices. Like Ollie, who started a channel in the dating niche, he got over 100,000 views on his very first YouTube video. That's almost unheard of. He used an AI voice, but another client who uses her own voice like I do, she's grown from 0 to over 290,000 subscribers in just 2 years. For context, she's now growing faster than I am, which is really cool as a coach to her. The second pro to having an AI influencer is that you can make good money. I think that being different from a personal brand actually created a bit of an allure and worked in his advantage for me, because I think brands are always looking for new ways to get their message out. And then the third and most obvious benefit of having an AI influencer is that nobody knew who I was. I could walk down the street, get dinner, and no one would ever have any idea that I own a pretty successful YouTube channel. But let's talk about the negatives. The first negative was that the editing needed to be really, really good to keep people watching. This meant that my AI influencer videos took a little bit longer to edit than the typical YouTube video. And then the second negative was also one of the benefits. Nobody knew who I was. Look, I have no desire to be internet famous, but as time went on, I started to notice that I would establish myself more as an authority in the space by putting my face on my channel. I don't want to get too deep into it in this video, but if you want to hear more about my story, just comment below and I'll make a video soon. The truth is, no matter which type of AI influencer you create, the most important part is figuring out how to get views and attention with it. And to do that, you need to understand how to beat the algorithm. Just because you made a spicy AI influencer like Aitana doesn't mean that you're going to get views. The secret sauce is that you need to use that AI influencer to do the following: hook people's attention, deliver information well, tell a good story, and make the viewer satisfied. On Instagram, the most important metrics are watch time, saves, and shares. So you need to ask yourself, what's gonna make my audience watch this multiple times, save this for later, and send it to a friend? On YouTube, the most important metrics are watch time, the view to subscribe ratio, and the view to like ratio. So your job as the creator is to find ways to use your AI influencer to get new viewers to subscribe to your channel, like hopefully some of you are doing with my channel right now. This is all a part of what I call content attention psychology, and I'll be making a full video on this in the future. But look, the people who use the principles and methods that I've shown you in this video are going to make millions. So it's really in your hands whether that'll be you or someone else. Because I promise you, in 6 months, I'll be making another video about new AI influencers who are making that kind of money. And honestly, I hope some of those videos are about you, and I can't wait to see you on the other side.